I think New Zealanders have done a huge amount of pain and suffering because of the actions of the previous government. But I'll be honest with you, I get what they're trying to do. You know, if you're Hipkins, you're trying to politically gaslight the country and say you had nothing to do with that record. Well, you did. So I think they should show. But frankly, ultimately, it's their call, and I've got to now fix it. So that's what I'm focused on. Politically, if you're Chris Hipkins, you want to get out from under the rock, which is your last record when you were in government, where the economy got worse, you know, law and order got worse, health and education got worse. I get it. You know, he wants to gaslight and just move on from that past, but I think he should front.
Nicola Willis is in the UK, was in the UK. She's talking to Bloomberg. Is she telling Bloomberg more about Winston and his movement on foreign buyers buying houses than we've been told here in New Zealand?
I know you have afflicted me every week on that one,
well,
but we are weeks away from that one, and so I'll have more to say about that shortly.
When you say we're weeks away, what do you mean by that? It goes, she said, it's going to Cabinet in the next couple of weeks. Does she mean it's going to Cabinet in the next couple of weeks because we've got a deal, we'll put it in Cabinet, they'll tick it off, and then we'll make the announcement?
Yes, correct.
So the deal as of this morning is essentially done? Yeah,
there'll be a process working its way through Cabinet because there's actually legislation involved in overturning it. So you've actually got to, think through the policy, get the thinking straight, and then you've actually got to take it to Cabinet and then obviously then draft a piece of legislation that then,
When will it be done, as in legislation? Cabinet,
we'll go as fast as we possibly can. I think it would be one of those things you'd want to do under urgency and go through.
So it'll be done this year?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so as you sit here talking to me this morning, there is actually an agreement between you and Peters?
Yeah, we've got a proposal which we take to Cabinet. Obviously, a final decision's made there.
Okay.
And that's where it's
so why aren't you taking it to Cabinet today?
Well, we're taking it in the next few weeks.
I would have thought it was way more urgent than that.
Well, there's a lot that goes through Cabinet. There's a lot of things for us to discuss. But we've got a paper which will then go forward from here. We then make the final decision in Cabinet as a team.
Buyers probably made at most 2 to 3% of all house sales. So it didn't make much of a difference back then. And also the new the lifting of the ban that's envisaged is only for the very, very expensive homes. So I don't think for most of us, we're going to see much of an impact.
It's interesting. I was reading at the weekend that there are about 7,000 livable homes at 5 million or above in New Zealand. They're mainly in Auckland and Queenstown. So the most likely situation is that these ultra wealthy will end up buying houses there, right?
Absolutely. And I think, of course, we have issues with housing supply. We have issues with unaffordable housing. But the reality is for most of us and the people who are experiencing housing pressures, it's not at the top end of the housing market.